you, I said as you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talker, no wriggling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, knock grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the matter with King? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And on this incredible Thursday, as we prepare for battle on Fight Night Friday, I say, get your affairs in order, young warriors, because tomorrow will be a battle of epic proportions. Now, I definitely want to give a shout out to my man George Parcells and Lieutenant Hulk. What Natty Nay, Woke, what is that? Wally Oak, Lamont Davis, and Magnum Force. New York City is in the building by coming from behind. Pause, double pause, triple pause. Boy, you would never think in a million years I would make that statement. Jeez, crackers and cheese. I'm just saying. I can't even describe it how it goes, right? By saying, jeez. You can't even say like clawing from behind, being down. You can't even say none of that. You dudes have made it absolutely impossible to call sports. The Knicks won. They won. That part. And I'm a huge Knick fraud. I'm not even going to sit here and hold you. I'm a New York City guy. Love my city. I have not been a Knick fan since Carmelo Anthony left the team. I wish they would have got something. I wish he would have played better with Linsanity. But it is what it is. Allen Iverson fan. I'm a fan of players. Like for a long time, I was a huge fan of Dominique Wilkins. My first daughter name is Dominique, and I spell it Domo, D-O-M-O. Neek. The Human Highlight Reel. After that, Scottie Pippen. Huge fan of Scottie Pippen. Blessings. Let's go. We're about to act up. Let's go.
At Mnum FRC donated $2 through Super Chat. Hashtag Nops6Ponies gathering 60 deep discussing Xbox. Skull emoji.
That's all crazy. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I don't do spaces. I don't look at spaces. I don't care for spaces because individuals never holler at your boy when it's time. Why don't they go places? Why don't they meet up? Why don't we ever see them outside? Anyway. So I'm a huge Scottie Pippen fan. And during that time, Allen Iverson fan, then Carmelo Anthony. And it was like through the decades, that's how my fandom goes. I'm a huge Jet fan, always will be. Keyshawn Johnson actually turned me on to the Jets because I'm like, who's this loudmouth dude that put out the book, Give Me the Damn Ball? And when they gave him the ball, he was actually doing things. I got his rookie cards and stuff like that. I got a huge collection of basketball cards. But, and football cards. Well, my only football cards is of Keyshawn Johnson. That's it. I don't think I got any of Tom Brady, of the GOAT, the greatest football player of all time. I don't care what anybody say. I call him Captain America. At the end of the day, that dude, to understand exactly who he is and to know that he's the mortal enemy of the Jets, and for me to give him reverence and respect, that means that guy actually did his thing. So, whatever. whatever. You know, he lived a storied life when it comes to football. So if you had to be a Boston fan at that time for the Patriots, well, God bless you. God bless you. God looked down on you, and good luck with that. I'm sitting around. Hopefully the Knicks do it because I'm a Yankee fan. So I was there when the Yankees was winning. I used to live blocks away from Yankee Stadium. So I was there when the Yankees was winning. So I'm good. I'm the Derek Jeter squad. I was there for that. I was there for that. I wasn't a Mets fan. I wasn't a total loser. I wasn't a complete schlump, if you hear me. Jesus, could you imagine being a Jets fan, a Mets fan, and a Knicks fan? Hey, it's over. Forget about it. Anyway, I'm going to give a shout out to Be Nice. Blew the Cake was good. Natty Nate. We all here. So yo, check this out. Somebody, you know what I don't like? I don't like ignorance. So check it out. Yesterday, I'm looking at the videos, and I'm happy that you guys like the interview that I broke down with Asha, the first one with Bloomberg. The next one is up right now with Fortune, and I'm glad you guys like that as well. That is doing well as for members. Remember, members get those videos at least 72 hours ahead of the time. And a shout out to you members. I appreciate you guys. I try to do the most for you guys. I have a lot of stuff coming. Pause. I got the interview with Christopher Drain and Matthew Ball. And that is coming. That's a longer interview. So you look for that to be like an hour-long interview that I will be breaking down. And then I also have my reactions to Fable that will be going up. My reactions to Crazy Taxi, Phantom Blade Zero, Alien Fire Team 2, Tomb Raider. All the games that I got a chance to touch, play, see, and talk about. Omnimusha, Way of the Sword, Impulse. So all those videos will be up for members. You guys will get it first, and they will be disseminated throughout the channel. Again, working hard, doing the best I possibly can. You saw me rocking out with Colt after I went live yesterday and dropped videos yesterday. And I'll be doing the same thing again today when I go on C Money and On Point show after I finish this. Plus, I got to do IOP duties. So the work doesn't stop because games didn't stop. Games just kept showing up. While other people viewed their time in California as vacation, I viewed my time in California as the trenches. I had to go gather more intel to bring it back to you guys. I went live every day, giving you exactly what happened on the floor, what was going on, what was going around, while still gathering intel, while still doing interviews, being up from sun up to sundown. Yeah, I partied at night. And I got up every day, fresh as a daisy. Sun up to sundown, getting interviews, making sure that we got footage so you guys can get all the information firsthand. I'm telling you this, it is hard work. It's the hardest work that I've ever done in my life. Every day I was walking 40,000 steps, and it is what it is because I can lose some weight. You heard me? But let me read that super chat from Pat 12345-A, the $2 super chat. No tipping Pippin. Yo, that's crazy. Pippin don't tip? Pippin don't tip? You serious? Don't tell me that, man. Don't tell me that Pippin is like what is it? A-Rod. Because A-Rod is a millionaire that's a mira, man. Short hands, crocodile hands. No tipping. No tipping. Oh, Mr. West, how are you? Jody, what's good? Let me tell you something. Oh, legendary Yobi, I salute you, soldier. Blessings. So at the end of the day, listen, let me tell you something. And not to toot my own horn. I saw these individuals that was out there. I gotta address something. So let me get to the addressing of what this individual said. This individual had the nerve to write on the Nintendo video that I did. Oh, I see you're not going to talk about Xbox being down. Live Supremacy, I salute you, soldier. Hold on. Pat 12345-A with the $2 super chat. In Chicago, he didn't tip at all. Wow. Wow. That's disgusting. Dark Zone was good. That's disgusting. I don't believe in that. I believe in each one, teach one. I believe in giving back, especially if you got the stacks. If you got the racks, you know what I'm saying? You break that, you share that, you get that out. Buy out the bar, let somebody smile. You understand? Because you're supposed to be investing your dough. But, hey, his wife took everything and was sleeping with everything. I mean, allegedly, right? I mean, it doesn't take away from his greatness on court, because I respect his greatness on court. I thought Scottie Pippen was probably one of the best players in the world. I think him and Michael Jordan made those rings, you know. But anyway, that's crazy to hear that. I didn't know that. That's why they tell you never meet your heroes, right? Anyway, so the guy gonna tell me that I did not, I would be running from Xbox having layoffs. Buddy, old pal of mine, I don't ever duck any smoke. And I told him, I said, obviously you got to be joking me, because at the end of the day, that news broke right before I was going live. And me and Attic was talking, and I was like, hell yeah, this is a blessed day. Because at the end of the day, let me tell you something. The reality of the beast, the reality and the nature of the business is people are going to lose their jobs. Your job didn't stay the same. If you've been at your job for 30 years, either you had no ambition or it was cozy and safe for you. Honestly, you're supposed to fight to get everything in this world. For a long time, I've been my own boss. I think since forever, damn near. I probably only worked for a couple of corporations. But I've always been an independent contractor, my own boss. Always. So the thought of having a boss is like foreign to me. The thought of going to get that bread, tackle that chicken, pause. Go get that money. That's what it is. So it's a foreign concept to me at the end of the day. But people act like these layoffs isn't happening across the boards. Actually, this has been the worst bloodbath. And I told people what this year would look like for everyone. Everybody keeps on thinking this AI bubble is going to burst. It's not going to burst, stupid. Like, it's not. Like, I sent something to Legendary Yobi today just to explain what these companies are doing. They have autonomous agents that are working in the background while we sleep, while everybody sleep, independently of any prompts, not needing any human interaction, to go do the tasks they were given by hundreds of companies across the world, independent of human activity. That doesn't need to sleep, that doesn't need to eat, that doesn't need a sick day, that doesn't need to be paid. And when you have that level of work being done, mitigating distance, because only the problem that we have is time and distance, right? The only problem that you have in this life is time and distance. How far are you away from something and how long it's going to take? Time and distance. If that time and distance can be eradicated while you sleep, based upon the work that is being done outside of the scope of human entities, that changes everything. So I'm looking at layoffs happening based upon that one factor. Now, that one factor changes how RAM and storage is needed. Because they will pour boatloads of money into RAM and storage. Blessings. Let's go. Let's get it.
At fly_guy16 donated $5 through Super Chat. WTH is Fable not exclusive, it's a console seller.
It ain't come out yet. We don't know. That thing doesn't come out until February. And again, every year there will be console exclusives, and we're going to talk about that. We don't know what that looks like, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Project Helix. But this crisis is brought to us by the ambitions of corporations. In those interviews that you saw with Asha Sharma that I put up with, the latest one from Fortune, and you members, I'm glad that you got a chance to watch it. It's up right now. She said, well, the moderator, the interviewer, asked, because Asha had stated previously that she believes that there will be a technological crash. Technology will crash. And coming from where she comes from, that's a huge statement in foreshadowing where technology is and where it's going. And she believes so. She believes that it's going to be a resetting of technology, a different way for us to interact with how we deal with electronics. The electronic market is reaching a tipping point that it can't sustain itself. And I realized, oh, let's go. Let's get it. The alien is back and Olivia is here. I love Olivia.
At Iliads13 donated 6 Israeli new shekels through Super Chat. Cheers, King. Welcome back, brother.
Blessings, brother. That's my man. Big fat Eli. That's my dude, bro. George Parcells was good.
At George Purcell 5,331 donated £4.99 through Super Chat. Make Blade exclusive. Also Dreamcast guy knows there won't be a PS6.
Facts. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know what it is. I'm going to keep my foot on Conk's neck this whole generation. We're going to run it up for these bumps. You know what it is. I had to retweet that video because you ever see somebody's hope leave their eyes? You ever realize the moment that they realize that you was right and they was wrong, and the hope drains out their eyes? Remember when the Hulk was fighting the Abomination in the Incredible Hulk movie with Edward Norton? And it was the last fight scene, and Abomination was going hard as hell, and the Hulk really didn't feel like fighting. But when the Abomination threatened Betty, the Hulk just snapped. And then you saw the hope leave the Abomination eyes when he was getting choked out. It was like, it's over. It was finished. When I watched the video, shout out to Dreamcast guy. He's one of the realest dudes in the business, because anytime you don't stop content and you had major dental surgery and you don't stop content, I'm going to tell you something right now, brother. You're all right in my book. I don't ever see him going at anybody. I see people going at him. He's going at Xbox. Good, I do. I go after PlayStation. Whatever, man. Do it how you do it, baby. Oh! Oh! Oh!
At Cubini Gaming donated $5 through Super Chat. Reforge called you out today. He said, can you say hashtag no PS6? How about hashtag no Helix?
Blessings, but he also know that we can make a bet. Like, I could reach out to him. We could talk. He's cool. I like Reforge. they're realizing right now. I mean, if you're not understanding, they're realizing that hashtag no PlayStation 6 is a real thing. They're realizing it. They're seeing it. They're understanding like, yo, this dude is a prophet and he was right. All right. PlayStation has not gave a date. PlayStation has not talked about that. That has not been a thing. They said when the proper time comes, we'll talk about it in like 2028. All right. See you over there. So all these dudes talking about next year, shut up. But Xbox is coming out next year. If you watch my interviews with Asha, especially the last one with Fortune, we talk about the Project Helix. She talks about the Project Helix. She talks about the platform. And we're going to talk about that today. You see, we can talk about something that has been announced by the parent company because it's been announced. Shareholders are well informed on what is going to transpire with the next Xbox. There is no next PlayStation. Y'all got it with the Pro. Wasn't that what y'all was saying? Like, we got the Pro so we can play Grand Theft Auto 6 the best. Right? Didn't you say that? Wasn't that? Stick to that. Stick to that. Don't move. Stay your ass right there. Because I told you what needed to happen was that Pro needed to come out in order for you to be stuck. And like a fool, y'all did it. Like a fool, you did it. Now that thing is $900. Ain't nobody buying that. And you are stuck. You can't move. It ain't no next PlayStation for you. It's over. It's over. The same way that content creators on the PlayStation side is realizing it. This dude called it. I told you what needed to happen in order for it to get that way, and it did. And I'm laughing. You know what Xbox didn't do? Pro. You know why? Because it was stupid. This generation just started. It really just started. You just seeing the games now, and all the games that you see me reacting to and talking about, you're going to realize exactly because I was there touching. I was there playing. I'm going to give you all that information. Trust and believe, man. There's a lot of videos out there, and if you rock with me, members, you got that. I got you. I'm not going to stop working. Blessings. Let's go. Let's go.
At Seth Monsters donated $10 through Super Chat. Honestly, I feel like Helix should be an OEM machine that competes with the pre-built PC, and Microsoft should put a little more RAM in the Series S and take the low end along with cloud.
Okay. Remember in the beginning when I was gung-ho on not believing that Xbox is going to be making their own machine, and kind of got sunned on the show with somebody that was there, and maybe one day I will reveal who that individual was. But until that day, I'm going to keep telling you, I was told that it's going to be an in-house machine, regardless to what. It's an Iron Lord show where it was like a relentless barrage of super chats that were at an extraordinary amount that really was to explain to me, shut the F up type of thing. You don't know. And it was from somebody in the know that understands exactly what was going on. But like Asha says, everything is a plan until it isn't. And with those videos and those interviews that you see that's up right now on the channel, and I highly encourage you to watch it because we break down in nuance what she's talking about. And I will get to the Matthew Ball interview with Christopher Drain. Y'all will get that. And listen, if I didn't have to do Coach Show last night, y'all would have 5 more videos. If I didn't have to do C Money Show on Point tonight, y'all would have at least 3 more shows. And I'm not talking about live shows. I'm talking about videos, because I put them up for members. But we need to talk about certain things. And this is brought to you by a massively overpowered Xbox reset will reportedly mean layoff. Ubisoft closes studios while hiding the news under embargo. And this is brought to you by Chris Nail. Now, this is not happening in a vacuum. Xbox is not the only company that is suffering with RAM shortages, storage shortages, pipeline disruptions as far as distribution goes. They're not the only ones. But if you got a chance to listen to that interview that I just put up today with Asha, the second one, and if you stuck around to the end, do you remember when I kept telling you that Xbox had 44 million consoles sold and no one listened? I really want you to watch that interview so you can get to that part where, again, I'm 98% right all the time. I told you exactly what it is, right? But again, a lot of people like to discredit based upon their own biasness towards a platform that they don't either own or don't care about. Now, I'm going to give you the accurate numbers when it comes to PlayStation. I'm going to give you the accurate numbers Nintendo. And I'm going to definitely give you the accurate numbers for Xbox. Why? Because I own all of them. I care about the platforms because I love games. But I love Xbox more. And that problem is where you have with me. Because I don't do all that, dancing and yassa bossing for PlayStation like you guys want us to do. What I witnessed this week in gaming was that third-party companies are foregoing that Sony BS. Those games with Persona 6 launching inside Game Pass, and you having Persona 5 and 4 and all this other stuff, and you having Kingdom Hearts 4 and all these games, with the PlayStation looking like the corpse bride, because ain't nobody want to date a dead ass. It's up. It's up. With you only being able to get those third-party deals from companies that don't know any better, I'm looking at you, Konami, with Silent Hill F selling better than Silent Hill 2 based upon you only having it on one box at first. And F was like, F you, we putting it everywhere. Gotta respect it. You can hate as much as you like. Third parties should be third parties. But Xbox got something for you. We're going to talk about that too. You see, when Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer, first of his name, wanted to be all kumbaya, well, the king really didn't like that. But at the end of the day, if it's that way, I got patience. I's got time. And then there's a new boss in town. And her name is Asha Sharma. And she said, bust him upside the head, boy. Take off the kufi. And that's exactly what we're doing now. Kicking ponies' backs in and getting back to the console war. Meth, I love it. It feels good. It feels right. We're back in business, Mortimer. I likes this shit. This is what I'm about. I live, breathe, and eat this here. It ain't nobody better at doing this. See, they think they nice at console warring. Oh, no, you sucker, you jive turkey. I'ma tell you right now, shoe program, bitch. You in trouble. Legendary Intel with the $2 super chat. Card carrying member. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. We're about to get him. With half of this year just about passed, there's clearly still lots of room for games industry to get into some absolute cartoon villain level clownery. Case in point, as reports of layoffs across Xbox and Ubisoft, which both companies appeared to attempt to smokescreen, in the case of the latter, literally embargoed press over it. Think about it this way. This ain't IOP, and my language is going to be what my language is going to be, one pump man. Think about it this way. Imagine if Asha would have told the press that they can't say nothing about the layoffs. Actually, what Jason Schreier was trying to do was trying to one-up her, and she threw that out before he can do that. Do y'all remember last month that I told you Xbox was going to have layoffs in July? Go back, find the video. I told you after every financial period, after they rejigger the situation, jigger. You understand? Things happen. I know the cost of stuff is going up. And I know the most dispensable individuals are human labor. That is sad to say, but that's how these corporations move. We'll get the Xbox stuff out of the way first in an open letter pinned to Xbox Ashishama. We went through all that, but we're going to go through it for the sake of this piece. The head of the game studios, Matt Booty, and Ashishama said is a reset for the brand is discussed, which amidst the company found itself overextended as it executed on changing strategies and vague plans to address hundreds of dependencies. Now, everybody is going to the doom and gloom aspect of it, talking about, oh, what studio is going to go and all. I honestly believe a lot of the cuts is going to come from mobile. Activision Blizzard King was the deal. Activision seems to be working fine. Blizzard seems to be doing good. And we're looking at King, and they got Candy Crush. Outside of a couple of games, there are studios there that they might shut down King. They might just keep Candy Crush. They might just keep those that are producing cash, right? Because with the mobile division not bringing in the dollars that is necessary, why keep them open? Why logistically have these divisions open, putting out shovelware games, AI slop, if you will, games that are not making back the return off investment? And honestly, I think you're going to see a lot of cuts from there because don't forget, mobile falls under the branding of Xbox. So keep that in mind. Now, there was some other hard cuts that I was looking at, and I don't want this to be true. I don't want anything like that to happen. Double Fine comes to mind. You know, when we're looking at it, it hurts. But if you're looking at, that tower game, I think it's Sweeper and Keeper. And the other title, Kiln, I think their best bet was to go with Psychonauts 3. Honestly. That's my opinion. But again, you're going to witness stuff that's going to absolutely make sense. Is it right? I don't think so. But we all know this is a dog-eat-dog world and a cutthroat business. And I address it head on. So if anybody think I duck smoke, get out of here. Why am I ducking smoke? Come on, please. The only thing I worry about and care about is the associates, the friends, and people I consider, really close friends that are in those places that I deal with when it comes to my work as a content creator / journalist / provocateur, console warrior. And those relationships matter. Right? Because it's cool to see them, talk to them. And, I'm not a leaker, so I don't do all that stuff. But I saw Jason Schreier this whole weekend. I did not care to take no picture with him. I did not care to have a conversation with him. And there was plenty of times he was looking over like, but any day. Anyway, I didn't care. But you saw me take that picture with Christopher Drain on purpose. That was on purpose. And I hope y'all like that. While the word layoff isn't used, it all reads like a reference to more job cuts. Insider reports that Bloomberg suggests that those are indeed coming sometime in the beginning of July. This is all against the backdrop of millions of dropped Xbox Game Pass subscriptions, according to Chief Strategy Officer Matthew Ball, and a hint at radically different business models teased by Asha Sharma. We're going to get into the radically different business models in a second. We're going to get into the Matthew Ball interview with Christopher Drain. That will be in the background for you guys, you members first, and then everybody else will get it. So again, listen, if you look at the content, understand that anything that members get, they get it for a good amount of time and distance. Remember, I tell you, there's a way to mitigate that time and distance, but they will get it at an earlier time and a shorter distance than you guys will. And then, you get it. I understand. Listen, I'm not going to gatekeep any. You're not going to look at it and be like, oh, it's only for members. Damn, man, King doesn't love nobody. No, members are going to get it first, though. Like you have that velvet rope. You got to wait till 11 o'clock. They come in first. Mind your business. All right? Anyway, as for Ubisoft, the layoffs aren't alluded to but have been actively occurring, with the company shutting down studios in Winnipeg and Belgrade, affecting reportedly 380 employees, while more than half have been laid off in San Francisco, with a possible 50 to 100 additional workers being shown the door. In both cases, a confirmed number of layoffs have not been provided yet. It wasn't bad enough that Insider Gaming Mike Straw claims that Mike is crazy. Mike is crazy. Me and Mike was bugging out this weekend. Mike is crazy. That Ubisoft embargo news of these layoffs to press outlets, which is being corroborated by insider reports to the aftermath. According to those anonymous sources, some press was told by Ubisoft that the embargo was in place due to staff in Belgrade not yet knowing, while others said Ubisoft didn't want to elaborate on what was under embargo at all before agreeing to it. Understand that right there is the slimy part that I'm talking about. These companies don't want you to know that they're doing these things to their employees. Why? I did not see not one PlayStation guy shout out in rage when Blue Point was shown the door. When Bungie is being broken apart. It's like the hypocrisy only lies with Xbox. And the fact that Xbox didn't say anything yet. If you read the letter didn't say anything about layoffs. This is all innuendo and conversation from leakers and rumors. Until July shows up, then we can get some confirmation. But right now, individuals are bracing themselves based upon an internal email about strategies changing, infrastructures growing, things having to be different based upon the health of Xbox. I'm not saying that they're not self-inflicted wounds. They didn't just land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on. No, I'm just joking. Anyway, all that stuff is their fault. And I understand it based upon shooting for the stars. Now, everybody's going to say that acquisitions was the reason. Nah, and I sat there and I read Destin's tweet today, and he was absolutely right. Me and him had a long conversation. He's one of the people that I actually respect in this whole space. And I really do. I really like him. I think he's cool. I think he's genuine. I'm so glad he got away from IGN. I am so happy that he just got away from IGN. I really don't like IGN. I really don't. I don't like half the people there. Some people I do like there. I like Ryan McCaffrey. But there's a lot of other people that I don't like there. Because they act like their ass don't stink. And it stinks. It stinks to high heaven. You know how your mama tell you come from outside? You smell like street. You stink to high heaven, boy. Motherfucker, go take a shower. You stink, boy. You stink. Smelling up the damn house, tracking in the dirt upon your feet. Leave your shoes at the door. They stink, man. And I just always wanted him to get away from that stink. And he doesn't. He's very successful at what he does. So when he talks, we talk, and I listen, and we have conversations. We converse about the industry as a whole, our viewpoints on certain things, and I will probably have him on one day when we can have that conversation, because at some point in time, I'll do one-on-one content with content creators that I like Jeff Grubb. Me and Jeff Grubb talked for a minute about a lot of stuff. Because if y'all don't know, a lot of us are concerned with what it looks like later. Not what it looks like now. Because what it looks like now, with having one of the greatest weeks in gaming, it looks cool now. But later, what does it truly look like? with Xbox telling you 1 or 2 titles per year will be exclusive, with PlayStation coming out saying that they're going to release 1 or 2 titles a year, with Nintendo, they doing what Nintendo do, baby. They doing that. I ain't gonna hold you, son. I know they came up to the party. Yeah, we got the weaker console, but we doing what we do, baby. I know they feeling good about themselves with their weak ass console. I'm telling you, I think they do. I think these other dudes that were chasing the power narrative, looking at Nintendo like, damn, we messed up. Damn. I'm glad they messed up because I like the graphics. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. I love graphics. I ain't gonna hold you. And good gameplay. I think these two find themselves in a pickle, but I think one finds themselves in a position of power based upon the war chest, the cash, the ability to pivot. You see, one canceled all their live service games. That was 15 games. Avidaze. Did anybody see Fair Games? Well, Break In now. Break In. Did anybody see it? But I saw that Call of Duty had an extraction shooter that was shown. I think another one bites the dust. Soros underperforming. You got to look at it as a whole. This one is not able to pivot as fast as this one is able to pivot, even though this one has more baggage. See, Xbox has way more baggage, while this one has less baggage, but they're not able to turn it around fast enough. I worry for Naughty Dog. Do you worry for Naughty Dog? Because if you don't think there's going to be cuts on PlayStation sides, you're delusional. But I guess the conversation is only about Xbox right now, right? So you're probably going to say that, King, you're deflecting. No, I acknowledged it. I acknowledge that there's possibilities that will be some layoffs based upon the financials on the end of this month, on the 30th. Then you'll see during my birthday week of July some type of movement in any direction. And what studios, if any studios, but unless you know individual employees, like myself, I guess then you're worried about the games. Because don't give me that fake I care about the industry crap, because half of you don't. Half of you just want a console war, like myself. There's nothing wrong with it. Do it, baby. Knock it out. Do it. Do it. Do it. Because I know all of this is circular. I know this. We come right back around to you, boo. I know that. I know that they just one up each other. One idiot does something and the next idiot comes right back around. Guess what? I did this too. Check me out over here though. So I just say looking at it is disgusting. But I know one is going to have next gen hardware. And I know the other is in a bad way. Now, Microsoft promised to deliver at least one Xbox console exclusive game per year. And this is brought to you by Tweaktown and my man Derek Strickland. Now, me and Derek don't always see eye to eye. But when we do, I'm not trying to subscribe to you. But when we do, well, then we talk about it, right? Now, Microsoft is preparing to deliver at least one Xbox exclusive game per year. But with layoffs on the way, which studios will be around to make them? Now, Xbox has over 36 studios. Remember when they said that they had a lot of dependencies? Well, got to figure it out now. I told you, in my opinion, I believe there's going to be a lot of mobile movement first. And then a lot of those contracts that they're looking at with the mergers and acquisitions, maybe they might take certain teams and merge them into one and form a new studio. Kind of like they did with, what was that AAA stupid ass studio that they closed, The Initiative, the one that never delivered a game, the quadruple A studio. We're going to make the biggest and brightest games. I ain't see damn near now one game come out that studio, man. Come on, man. We quadruple A. We ain't never hear about that. That sound delicious. Where that though? Oh, we closed it because they weren't. Shut up, man. Let's get past double A first before y'all even start acting stupid. But I understand. So we're looking at third-party deals, snatching them up from PlayStation. Because PlayStation like to play dirty, right? But their budget spent. It's gone. They went to the strip club. They out of ones. And their card don't work. So it looked like they just sitting there sipping on their beer. Relax, PlayStation. Allow Xbox to handle the light work. Now, I believe that they're going to get more acquisitions as far as mergers. Doing strategic deals, making sense that way. They want to be more agile. They want to get more titles. They want to get more eyes on the platform. And I believe that's exactly where they're going. Because if you're releasing 1 or 2 titles per year, exclusive to the Xbox platform, well, those titles got to be bangers. They can't be something other than what we saw right now with Gears. You remember when the PlayStation dudes was hopping around, hoping and praying and saying, we're getting Gearsy Day. Sucker, that's not for you. Sit down and shut up. You don't get that. It's no time exclusive. It's none of that. It's called No Soup for You. It's called Cry. And I'm all for that. I'm about that life. Because you would have people in this chat talking about PlayStation 6 and Sony doesn't acknowledge it. How the hell you fighting with an Xbox dude that know they're getting a console next year? Hell, an Xbox dude is getting a jazzed up console this year. And you ain't getting nothing but Popeye's biscuits. You got Wolverine to look forward to. And I don't even think, if you know my opinion of it, I'm just saying, hold on. Buddy look like he's struggling. He needs some milk. That guy, I'm like, man, you better not mess up that story. If I play any of that game and I'm Mystique and she cosplaying as Wolverine, I'm throwing it in the bushes. I'm telling you right now. And then you got Auntie of War next year. I can't wait for y'all to play Auntie of War. I want to see y'all play with that jelly cube in the street. I want to see what that be like. You understand what I'm saying? It should be fun. Let's go. My man Karma God is in the building, man. He's outside. You heard me? Dip down. That's my dude.
At KarmaGod 9130 donated $5 through Super Chat. What's good, King? Mediation is needed between 2 bot camps. Are you able to aid both camps in squashing their beefs?
Yeah. I'll be on C Money Show today. Sometimes you got to be big brother. You understand? Big brother got to step up. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you got to be big brother. If you ain't big brother, who are you, son? If you ain't in this space to be a guiding light, each one teach one to understand and speak reason into the mind of the savages, then what are you? As the Moors that came before me, I am going to enlighten the savages. All right? Not calling either side savages. I'm just letting people know. Fighting amongst yourself do nothing. It ain't good when the family fight. It ain't good, baby. All right, so Microsoft aims to release at least one Xbox console exclusive game. They said more than one. But anyway, because I know Derek Strickland, so he's funny with it. Starting Gears E-Day and Clockwork Revolution to boost Xbox interest, Microsoft plans to deliver at least one Xbox exclusive a year, and at least first 2 have already been revealed with E-Day and Clockwork Revolution. Now, if you guys get a chance to see my interview with Asha, Well, not mine, but my interpretation of what had happened in those interviews. They're up. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, Lou Bagger. Yeah.
At Lubega donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Do you feel being a console warrior provocateur, even if its satire lends to more toxicity in the gaming space?
No, the reason why is because I don't target people. You see, there's a difference between, and there's a fine line in being a console warrior, right? You're just talking about a brand. You're just talking about a company. I don't ever individually point out individuals. Like, okay, let me give you a for instance. You would have people that will make whole videos and whole shows based upon me. That's disgusting. The day I worry about another man is insane. But that's why even today when I retweeted Dreamcast guy and I watched this video and I shared his video out. Even then, I shared it out, nothing disparaged, and I just said I believe he believes. And I put hashtag no PlayStation 6. And I tweeted it out, and I'm pretty sure that will have other people look at the video. So at the end of the day, I don't individually target anybody. I think that's toxic. I think talking about people's mothers, their families, their wives, their kids, disrespecting people's weight, being just disrespectful in general. I think that is beneath me and beneath anybody that follows me. You understand? So as far as being toxic to a brand, so what? I'm toxic at Sony. Who cares? If I buy something, I can talk about what I want to talk about. If I call Nintendo a piece of dog crap, who cares? I brought it. I do whatever the hell I want. And if somebody takes personal offense at me getting at a corporation, then that's their business. That's on them. But not one day would you ever see me sit here target anybody. Because it's not even, that's just so crass and lowbrow. Not even worth it. Do you know how hard I work to worry about other people? That won't happen. I don't care about nobody else. I care about me being as possibly as great as I can possibly be. You hear what I say at the end? If you think there's anybody better than me, then put them up. Nobody's put up anybody. Because they're not. They don't work harder. They don't have that ambition. I just need that break. And when it happens, I'm going to break the door down and I'm dragging everybody in with me. It ain't just for me. It's for everybody else too. But you'll see when I'm on See Money Show tonight. And that's my dude. That's my guy. And I don't care who feelings that hurt. And if somebody feels a way about it, listen, just because you get in a fight with somebody, that don't mean I got to sit there and just pick a side. I ain't got to pick no sides. Y'all fought. Oh, blessings. Let's get it.
At Hollywood Rules 2673 donated $2 through Super Chat. Support to my dude, salute.
Blessings on God and them. Microsoft is restructuring exclusivity to help spark interest in Xbox consoles. It's part of the Xbox CEO Asha Sharma's plan to reset the brand. And 2 exclusive games have showcased. More will follow, and Microsoft now says fans can expect at least 1 new Xbox-only title per year, a rhythm that will be affected by upcoming layoffs. Players can continue to expect signature exclusives from us every year, Asha Sharma said. She said signature exclusives. This guy says 1 per year. Do you understand when you're reading something about somebody that's biased? I get it, baby. You got to make it work. I'm here for you. Make it work, baby. This is the first time Microsoft had put a general cadence number to its Xbox exclusives, and before now, it wasn't really clarified how many games will be released per year, although since Microsoft revealed games for the next 2 years, gamers had largely expected 1 exclusive per year or so. That's a damn lie. That's a lie. And he was disingenuous when he put that, because remember, they felt that there won't be any exclusivities, that we were idiots talking about it, wishing for it, hoping for it. You have people that was in the camp of, oh, Game Pass, they're going to mess up Game Pass. Let me tell you something, and I'm going to explain something to you. Game Pass is going to change around this summer. If you watch the interviews that I put up, you'll understand when I break it down when she says it. It's going to change around. Matthew Ball, when I get to that interview, y'all going to see it too. He's going to explain it as well. And I want to tell you things, man. I want you to understand. Game Pass isn't her baby. That was Phil's baby. That was Phil's thing. And shout out to Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer, first of his name. Individuals think that I got to throw away the baby with the bathwater. I just got to like this way or that way. No, I appreciate everybody for what they did, because what they did was allow the brand that I love to live on. And I don't care if that upsets you. I don't give a damn. I play here. I love it here. I love my ecosystem, and I love the games that I get. And every year we will get more and more exclusive games. There were certain games that wasn't shown on purpose based upon making sure that they're exclusive to the platform. And when that happens, I don't want to hear nobody crying, right? When you look over and you see Elder Scrolls 6 exclusive, I don't want to hear a damn thing. Don't tell me nothing. When it's launching right next to Project Helix, and that's the only way you can get it, I don't want to hear nothing. Don't tell me a damn thing. Why? Because when these dudes do it, when they pulling back from PC, oh, it's the best thing for the brand. They're fantastic. They're so smart. They're so ingenious. When Xbox pulls back from PlayStation, oh, that's stupid. They need PlayStation. Shut up. You ain't getting it both ways. You fitting to die. And you understand it. Me? I know these dudes ain't going no place. Now with all that bread that they got, you can hope and wish all you like. The problem is, you realize when I said hashtag no PlayStation 6, y'all was like, that ain't happening. It's going to come out. Y'all ain't see this happening. I did, though. You know why you didn't see it happening? Because your head is stuck in the sand and all you worry about is video games. I worry about business. I seen stuff happening way before it. Legendary Yobi's here. He can tell you. I send it to him all the time. By sitting there doing a documentary, by finding out the stuff that I found out, by going the way that I'm going through, I'm like, God, dang, this is messed up. This is crazy. We're heading to a situation that's not going to be sustainable. With sitting in on meetings, having Jeff Bezos and companies talk about how they want you literally out of his mouth, don't want you to own a PC. They want you to log into their servers. They're trying to raise the price on PCs so that it's so far out of reach of the regular Joe's hand. They want PCs to be the bottom minimum $6,000 that you don't get a chance to use it. So what does that do? And if you think that's like conspiracy, look at it. This is the highest priced consoles has ever been. This doesn't make no sense. But there's outside puppets that's pulling these strings that is forcing us in a way that I can only respect Neo Geo for what they did. A $250 console, cartridges that you own. Gaming is going to go back to that. And if they're leading the shining way, well, that's my partners at Play On, and you will get more from Neo Geo from me because I support that wholeheartedly. And you'll see. Now, we got to get to this part here. This is going to be a little bit longer show today. And this is brought to you by Tweaktown. Xbox needs some help launching the next-gen Helix console. Microsoft next-gen Project Helix console will be a PC hybrid, may not actually happen without the help of partners, hinting at OEMs like Asus as making the box. This is brought to you by Derek Strickland again. I got to give a shout out to him for sitting there doing the hard work, because he sat there and he deciphered every video and he looked at it and he broke down all the informationals. And I got to give him that level of respect, because I broke down the informationals. I came up to the same synopsis and understanding the coded language in which these CEOs talk. They don't want to give you away strategy, but at the end of the day, they need to let you know where it is. If you listen to somebody talk long enough, the truth will come out of their mouth. You just got to be fast enough to catch it, and you got to be astute enough to listen and not talk so you can hear it. Microsoft's next-gen Project Helix consoles will require partnerships in order to actually ship, hinting at outside companies may be allowed to make custom Helix systems. Now, what I'm thinking is, and I don't think that that's going to be the exact thing. When I spoke to a certain somebody, they explained to me that they're making the console. I told you before, I believe that they're buying the chipsets, those Magnus chipsets. I believe that they're buying those chiplets, and I believe that they're going to supply those chiplets. And I think that's the workaround that they're going to have with their manufacturing partners, right? We all know that the manufacturing situation when it comes to Xbox is abysmal at best. And there, as far as distribution across the world, just like PlayStation and just like Switch, is kind of stuck. They have better pipelines. Xbox has the weakest pipeline out of the three. Pause. And I believe that they're going to do something in that nature that is going to make sure that they control parts of the machine, that if they own at least, I think 60% of the parts of the machine, then the machine is technically their machine. Not saying that the housing and the casing and stuff like that can't be produced and manufactured by others while they're producing the chiplets and the CPU the CPU and the NPU. But at the end of the day, I believe that they're going to own the majority of the innards. And I also believe that direct storage that they're going to be implementing into the device, also while allowing people to buy secondary, third-party storage like the PlayStation does when it comes to storing your information on your PlayStation. Remember how you have to rip it open, take the wings off, and do surgery? I think that Xbox is going to look heavily into that and not use proprietary storage like those little SD cards that SSD cards that you put in the back. Microsoft says that the next-gen consoles will require partnerships in order to release. I did that already. Things are bad for gaming right now, particularly at Xbox. It's only bad at Xbox. Do you understand? This is the reason why I avoid certain people. But at the end of the day, let's listen to his article because it's cool. Consoles are so expensive to make that Microsoft can't afford to make them. Xbox new CEO Asha Sharma says that the storage cost will be up to 7x since the time she arrived in 2027. By the time she arrived, by holiday 2027. Holiday 2027 is which they plan to release the next console. Okay? They have a release schedule. Later on this year, you're going to hear more about Project Helix. And the rollout through next year, you will hear more about Project Helix. And by the next showcase, you will see form factor and you will understand if there's partners, if there's not partners. But if they do have distribution partners that is worldwide, across the world, to make sure that everybody has a Project Helix whenever that they need it, especially if it's not coming direct from ship, if they partner with Amazon, if they partner with plants all across the world, if they partner with ASUS, I want to know what that means. I want to know what that means. Is it a dedicated form factor that everybody must follow? Is it is it dedicated chipset? We know that. Everybody keeps looking at what the series consoles would do. I believe the series consoles is an isolated situation. That's Generation 9. Every time you talk to Asha Sharma, she explains that Generation 9 is an isolated situation, while Project Helix is Generation 10. You understand? So she's looking at it as such. Stabilize Generation 9. And I think in November, this is when the stabilization of Generation 9 is coming, while producing 3 to 5 million of those Xbox Series X 25s and making sure that there's enough supply for when Grand Theft Auto 6 hits, for those people that's jumping over to the next console, from Xbox One. Let me see. This put a unique squeeze on Microsoft because it's fully subsidizing its Xbox hardware, meaning it makes no actual money on each console sold. They stopped subsidizing this Xbox console. Don't listen to this. They've been stopped subsidizing when the price rose. They could have kept the price the same. They stopped subsidizing. They started making money on per console. They were no longer taking subsidies. So if Microsoft were starting to make consoles again, the losses generated by each unit would be up to 5 to 7 times over the previous years. That is absolutely the truth. He's not lying there, and that is the truth, and that's inside those videos that I talked to you about. Okay, I'm going to leave this, and I'm going to keep this. All right. Xbox is exploring radically different console business models. Microsoft is reevaluating its plans for Project Helix and considering new ways to lower Xbox console prices. This is brought to you by Tom Warren and The Verge. Now, in that conversation that she has, I believe that's with that's the second interview, right? With Fortune. They talk about different radical business models in which Xbox can exist and getting it at a lower cost. My belief, and this is just my belief, I believe that they will take some form of cell phone business model. Now, understanding Xbox tried this already. If anybody remember when they were pairing up with service providers, and you were able to get with Verizon, and you was able to get a Series X or something like that, and you pay it off during a period of time or something weird. I don't think logistically they understood exactly the dynamics. And I don't think it was fleshed out in a way that I believe Asha, Matt, Jason Ronald, and Matthew Ball will sit down and flesh out those in particulars. But the Ramageddon and these guys, this is how you know this stuff is so much. Anyway, Ramageddon crisis has got Microsoft rethinking its Xbox console hardware business, with Xbox CEO Asha Sharma and Xbox strategy chief Matthew Ball have both revealed this week that Microsoft is reevaluating its plans for the next generation Project Helix console and exploring radically different console business models. In the meantime, now understand this. That language in which he's using right now is not accurate. What they're doing is figuring out ways, because in this thing, and remember, I told you that machine will cost you $14.99. I don't care what nobody says. With the level of power that machine is going to be pushing, with what that machine is going to be doing, $14.99 is a damn bargain. After seeing stuff like, have y'all seen my videos? All right, so I partnered with MSI Claw, I partnered with Steam Deck, I partnered with other handhelds. And if you look at any of my videos, do you see the prices on those things? I'm like, and they tell me, oh, this will play well with your crowd. You can offer it, and you have your affiliate link, and if they click on, they buy through your affiliate link, and they get some money off or whatever the hell. And I'm like, I can't in good conscience say, yo, spend the $1,300 to $1,600. These prices is crazy. I looked at the Steam Deck; it was $8.99. I'm like, damn, this is a video game channel, and they're all video games. And if you happen to be in the market, go ahead, cool. You get a discount. I don't care. But what I'm saying is, I'm looking at that, saying what these dedicated hardware would look like. And then I'm basing it off of looking at the PlayStation 5 Pro, looking at that price. Then I'm saying, what would I pay? And I paid some crazy prices for consoles in the past, so don't hold me. I brought that Neo Geo day one. That cost me $700. $700, B. Cartridge is $250. I brought a Dreamcast at $1,000 because I brought the import. Trust and believe, I brought a PlayStation 2 at $1,000. I brought a PlayStation 1 at $1,000. Back then. I understand that this thing can get out of hand, but that was through the secondhand export market. Well, first-hand export market. That wasn't from the official dudes. We're working very hard to rethink everything that we can about Helix. which is a console we're committed to shipping, and we are very cognizant of the ways in which we need to change as a company to make sure it's affordable, to make sure that it's flexible, said Ball. So again, the console's coming. Anyone telling you that the console isn't coming, they just want you to believe that in order to fulfill whatever narratives that they got going on with themselves. Because they don't have no PlayStation 6 in motion. There's no motion for you, baby. You stuck. And you know that when that Project Helix come out, it's going to be the most powerful console in the street. It's going to be the best console in the street. It's also going to play your games. It's going to play Steam games. It's going to play Epic games. It's going to play GOG games. It's going to play Xbox games. It's going to be a one-stop shop for you to get that rock off. Pause. Look. It's really not a us versus them. It's a them versus themselves. Right? PlayStation ain't coming out with nothing. 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 I don't even think that handheld comes out now with these prices of this stuff, because I'm seeing handhelds in these streets. And if you want to compete with a Steam Deck, you got to be $899, baby. What you going to do? You come out weaker than the Switch? What you going to do? So again, I don't know what they do. But I know they targeting 2028, 2029. Might look at 2030. You definitely out of here. You definitely cooked. It's definitely hashtag no PlayStation 6. We're going to run it up on these bums. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong neck this whole generation. And they get mad because I say that because they realize that it's true. Shout out to every content creator that's on the PlayStation side that realized that this dude could be goddamn right. That this dude with the hashtag no PlayStation 6 that been selling merch in the store for over a year now could be right. And I can't wait to run it up on you bums. But this is Xbox Frontline News, where as a console warrior, I don't say no names. I just say a corporation. And if you're mad that I don't like your corporation, that's a you problem. Not a me problem. Why? Because you're sensitive. Why are you sensitive? I don't like your corporation. You want me to be in your cult? You want me to be down with your corporation? I don't care for your corporation. They are whack. I like my corporation. My corporation is better than yours. Why? Because they got more money than yours. And why? Because I got a new console coming. I got one coming out this year. And guess what my corporation got? They got Gears of War E-Day. Guess what you don't got? You ain't got that, baby. But you're going to sit there and say, I got Halo. I got Halo. You ain't got the next one. So, yo, I want to thank each and every last one of you for showing up. Share it out. Have fun. I'm glad you got a chance to talk crap in there, because at the end of the day, it's always the king's way. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. And if you got one, let me know. But you don't got one, so I got to go. And I'm going to do what you're supposed to be doing. I'm going to go play where gamers game and winners win. You know where that is. Try to play the Game Pass, and try to play the Game Pass shirts are in stores. But what I'm going to tell you to do, before you do that, I told you I'm the unmitigated best at this. And if you think there's anybody better than me, then put them up.
What's a man or a king? What's it a saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, but you what said as you claim it. It's that Xbox. Spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talking, no wriggling. Moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That flash make it a portrait. Gun kick back, now grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's a man or a king? What's it a saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game, but you what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?